Hi everyone, welcome. Glad you're here. Um, just to let you know that commenting is turned on for subscribers only. I said it kind of low this time. I usually set it a little bit higher, but you need to be a subscriber on this channel for at least 20 minutes before you're allowed to comment. That helps cut down on trolls. And so if you were commenting, my screen, why do I look so faded? Hang on, let me try this. Is that any better? No, I don't know. I look faded. That's weird. Anyway, oh, that's better. It's the light. So yeah, so sorry everyone if that's an inconvenience for you. You're just gonna have to wait 20 minutes to comment. And while we're on the subject, thank you all of the moderators who are here, whether you're moderating or not today, because a lot of you moderate on my other channel. Melissa, Richard, Carol, Edie, Ralph. Hi, Ralph. Good to see you. And did I miss anybody? And so thank you all so much for being here. Thank you, moderators. You help make my job on this end of the camera a lot easier by not having to worry about what's going on in comments. So you help me, and you also help the community stay free from garbage. So hey, Amanda in Japan. Wow. Nice to see you in Japan. Thank you for being here. And Cheryl is in BC and Wisconsin. Hi, Terry. So I want to do this. Kay's in Arizona. Hi. And hi, Smooth Skater. Good to see you. And Carol Stockman. And hi, Shay's Ways and Honda in California. So I want to do this a little differently than I do the RV living, which is a little more laid back, I think, a little more casual. This channel really is about politics and current events. So I want to just kind of jump right in and start having discussions about the things that you guys want to talk about. Couple things. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you're here, if you can. Not bad. We have 42 thumbs up and 54 people here. So thank you so much for being here. My channel reached 3,000 subscribers, I think, last week. So wow, that's really cool. I'm excited. I'm really enjoying the I'm enjoying doing this video. It's like a fun new hobby for me, doing the videos on this channel. I love politics, and I read a lot and watch a lot. So it's just a fun new hobby for me. Hobby for now. We'll see. So thank you. Yes, Carol, thank you for reminding everyone to give me a thumbs up. We've got 64 thumbs up and 59 people watching. So way to go. Thank you. So here's what I'm going to do. You guys, so here's what I'm going to do. I know 3,000 subscribers. I'm pretty happy. Thanks, Talia. And Lance Phillips, you read my mind. Thank you. Question. Do I miss my old office job at all? Oh, Smooth Skater, thank you so much. Smooth Skater, you are my first super chat on my new channel. I just got approved for super chat, I think this week, because you have to have a certain number of subscribers. I think it was 3,000 subscribers maybe. So thank you. You're my very first super chat on this new channel. So what a milestone, I guess. So thank you for the super chat. So here's what I'm going to do. I have a couple questions that I've prepared from a poll that I did earlier this week on this channel, asking people what they wanted me to make a video about. So I have a couple of prepared questions, a fun one that I can't wait to talk about. But if I will also be taking questions from you, the people who are here live, and I want you to do exactly what Lance Phillips did. If you have a question, because it stands out, it's so easy for me to see. If you have a question or even a topic that you would like me to cover, it doesn't have to be a question to say, hey, will you talk about ABC? Do all caps question, okay? Look at what Lance Phillips did, all caps question. If you want me to talk about something or ask or answer a question, it just really helps me see it. Lance Phillips' question is, do I miss my old office job at all? Oh my God, I can't imagine. I used to talk about the last place that I worked. It was a small company in Napa, California. And depending on the job I had, I was there, I don't remember how long I was there now. I said 6 years once, but I don't know if it was that long. you forget after a while. But actually, no, every job I had in that company, I had a cubicle. One had a better view. When I was in a higher sales management or sales position, I had a view with a cubicle with a window. And I used to joke with colleagues, friends of mine that I worked with. It's just like, yeah, here we are again, the place that dreams go to die, and living in a cubicle or working in a cubicle was really about like where dreams go to die. So I haven't worked at a regular office job. I haven't worked for someone else since 2009. I have been self employed since 2009. My home office, this is my home office now, right here in this very spot. And before that, I had home offices wherever I lived, but I can't imagine going into an office anymore. I just can't even imagine. Oh, I have 3,320 subscribers. 3,300? Wow. Awesome. So this is a political current events channel. So I'm not going to answer like personal life questions. I thought the office question kind of fit in a little bit with this channel more. So we'll save those questions for the next time I do a live stream on my RV channel. I don't know that, yeah. So if you have a question, let me know. Yes, thumbs up. We've got 76 viewers and 76 thumbs up. So, oh, 71, yeah. JC Buffalo Gal, any thoughts on how to bridge the political divide in our country? Oh, that's another way to do it. All caps. Put the question in all caps. That helps me see it too. Any thoughts on how to bridge the political divide? I don't know. We are so far apart. So far apart. And I have been checking myself lately in realizing my part in this divide and the separation that we're experiencing. I can't remember what it was. Oh, just yesterday. I read a comment in response to something, and it may have been on this channel, and I realized that I have fallen into this habit of believing if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. How many of you can relate to that? That you've kind of falling into a habit. It's like, how did we get here? How did we get from agreeing to disagree and understanding that we all have differences of opinion to believing that, you know what, if you don't agree with me, you're just wrong. And I don't know where that came from. I don't think I've always been like that. Maybe, I don't know. Can you relate to that though, right? I think a lot of us feel that way these days. It's like, okay, no, there is no room for and I'm not talking about everything, like religion. I don't think you're wrong, just because you don't believe what I believe. So there are some areas that doesn't apply, but maybe especially politics and social issues and things like that, But I think, yeah, now that I think about it, not every case do I think that, but sometimes there are things that I really, really strongly believe in, and I do believe if you don't agree with me, you're wrong, and I think that's the problem. I think there's just more wrong people in today's world. Yeah, hi Richard. Did I say hi to you? Yeah, and how did we get here? And was it that Trump brought it out? I think Trump is a symptom. I don't think Trump is the problem. I think Trump is a symptom. I mean, look at the Obama presidency and look at everything that came out during the Obama presidency. Look at the racism of Mitch McConnell, vowing to make him a one-term president and not even allowing him his Supreme Court pick. So I don't think that Trump is the cause. I think he is just a culmination of something that's been boiling over in our country for a very long time. I've heard some people say it started with Reagan. Excuse me, I'm getting hot. I closed everything up in here because you guys might get a little wind. But a lot of people say that it might have been, that it might have started with Reagan. And yeah, Edie, I agree that the internet really has helped move that along the divide, and the tribalism has moved it along even more so. I really half jokingly say that I think social media is going to be the downfall of modern civilization. It really is. Maybe that we worry now about civil war. But anyway, the original question was, what do I think we can do about the divide? You know what? I think Joe Biden is doing it. I think he wasn't my first choice. He's still not my first choice. I think there are people who would have been better, frankly, than he is. I think he's done some really, really great things. And again, we had another Democratic president who inherited a mess. So um I think he's doing a fine enough job with what he was given, what he came into. And I think he's doing a pretty good job of trying to unite us. I think that, of course, we don't have the divisive rhetoric that we had under the former guy. And he does, I think, really make an effort. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got sociologists and psychologists on staff who help him with his speeches, because I do think he does a really good job of trying to remind us that we're all Americans. You know what? I saw a sign. Somebody who they're probably not here, but somebody left me a comment recently that New Mexico is, a great state and you'll never see any pro Trump signs. Well, that's not true. In fact, I was driving the other day. I saw a sign. I think this was a first for me. Have any of you ever seen this? I literally saw a sign that says Joe Biden hates America. That's tragic. To think that somebody believes that enough to put it on a banner on their fence. And that's the problem we have now, is that if you don't agree with me, you hate America. If you don't agree with me, you're anti-American. So I think Joe Biden is doing a pretty good job of trying to unite us. I think listening. I really think that it's up to each and every one of us to maybe listen more. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Joe Biden hates America. I mean, I can see saying that about Trump. Now that I think about it, see, if you don't agree with me, you're wrong. Um, my first choice was Elizabeth Warren. I think, I think so. Warren or Klobuchar. Yeah, Elizabeth. I wanted Elizabeth Warren. I think I love Elizabeth Warren's background in fighting big business. I think she is the progressive that we needed, who wouldn't have been beholden to big corporations and big money. Um, yeah, Bernie and then Warren. Yeah. Bernie, yeah, the only thing I don't like about Bernie, and this may be unfair. For one thing, I thought he was too progressive. I thought with a lot of his very almost radical progressive beliefs, I was afraid that he wouldn't get voted in. And we needed somebody to beat Trump. That was the bottom line. And I knew pretty early on we needed an old white guy to beat Trump, an old white moderate guy to beat Trump. And I was afraid Bernie wouldn't do it. The second thing is, I think it's time that we have more representation in our leadership. And I'm sorry, but we've had a history of old white guys. It's time to open it up to somebody else. Old white guys, no matter, they've been on all ends of the spectrum, all the old white guys who've been president and running the country and running big corporations, they've been on every end of the spectrum and it still got us here. So maybe it's time for a different belief system, not belief system, but a different angle. And we need representation. I want Bernie's fine and dandy and everything, but I'd like to see a woman, you know? I'd like to see a woman, and I think Elizabeth Warren would have been great. So, and Biden really was the best choice. I agree. For where we were at that time in this country and desperately needing somebody, I don't know that any other that any let have you let's put it this way. I don't think any other candidate could have beaten Trump. I think Biden was the only one to beat Trump, and it worked. He did. A little concerned about 2024, that's for sure. Um, yeah, exactly. I think Trump would have won if Bernie was the Democratic candidate. I think so, because this is what happened. This is how Biden, a more moderate Democrat, got elected. Is that all of the Republicans who saw the writing on the wall with Trump and saw how dangerous he is to our country and our democracy were looking for somebody to vote for that wasn't Trump. And I think a Bernie might have been too much of a stretch. I think an Elizabeth Warren might have been too much of a stretch. I think a Pete Buttigieg would have been too much of a stretch. So an old moderate white guy was really the only choice. And we do have a lot to be worried about in 2024. I agree. Um, So, all right, I'm gonna answer a question from earlier, and then if you guys have any more questions, oh, thank you for the super chats. You guys are so awesome. Second super chat on my new channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My wander years. I saw you earlier. You said something really nice earlier, and I don't recognize you. Are you fairly new? So I agree with you politically. Biden is doing well, better than he gets credit for. Totally agree. Warren was my choice, but a centrist is the most we're ready for, I guess. Yep, I know. You know who I want to see as the first female president? AOC. I love AOC. I think that girl has ovaries of steel, and that she's amazing. I don't know. I'm a big fan of hers. Did you guys? What was the documentary that was done a few years ago about how she got elected? What? Tell me, you guys. Yes, please put your questions in all caps, or at least put the preface it with the word question in all caps. Otherwise, I'm not going to see it because this is what I'm looking for. All caps. I know. Isn't AOC the best, JC? You were Kelly, but you changed your screen name. Okay. I know you all love AOC. Um, what was I talking about? Mimi Rogers, thank you, thank you, thank you for the super chat. Third super chat on this channel. Thank you so much. Let me see. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about. AOC, Biden, president. Yeah, I'd love to see AOC. She's rocking it. You know what I love about her? She's a disruptor. She does, and she's unapologetic about it. I think maybe it's her generation, and she's been through some stuff. Oh, I know what was the name of the show? What was the name of the documentary that was about the organization that helped, the grassroots organization that helped get her elected? And Stacey Abrams too. She fights for the people. Absolutely. She was a bartender. I mean, I can relate to her story, right? I mean, she did go to college, but bartended and waited tables, and I can relate to that. So she knows what it's like. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do a whole video about the Hunter Biden thing. But basically, let me just say this. I will do a video about it, but let me just say this, that there is an ongoing investigation. He may have done wrong. And just like Clarence Thomas's wife, Hunter, Joe Biden is not responsible for what his son does. His son may have used his father's presidency for ill-gotten gains. He might have committed crimes. He might have committed fraud. Did you guys know this? I just heard this last night. You know that when most presidents come in, they immediately replace all the federal judges? I guess that's what I heard. I didn't know that. They immediately go in and replace all the federal judges from the previous administration. I guess that's why there's so many federal judge seats to fill, which I didn't. They fire them all and they start all over. Hey, Gene Ho, I know you. I know that name. Thank you for the super chat. First time I've ever tried this system. Well, thank you very much. So here is what I heard. So every president comes in, they fire all of those federal judges so that they can appoint their own. Joe Biden did not do that. Joe Biden fired all federal judges but two. And I don't know their names, but guess what? Guess what? One of the judges that Joe Biden did not replace is the judge that's in charge of overseeing the Hunter Biden investigate. Like, he's not like the judge that is involved, like that district judge who would be the judge who oversees that case when it goes to court. If it goes to court, Joe Biden left that judge in place. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if federal judges are appointed for life. No, I think just Supreme. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, that's what I heard. That's why I have to. I should have waited to talk about it to do a video because I don't have all the details and maybe all the facts on it. Let me see. No, maybe it wasn't federal. Maybe it was state court judges or something. What judges do presidents appoint? Supreme Court, Court of Appeals, and district. It was a district court judge. You're absolutely right. Thank you for calling me on that. You're right. I'm sorry. Everything I just said was wrong. It is not the, I thought that seemed weird. It is district court judges. So Biden left the district court judge in place who will be the judge who will hear the case if it goes to court for Hunter Biden. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Let me read the one question. Oh, we already kind of talked about that. So Sherry Knopf, Knopf, asked, would love to hear more of your perspective on what's going to happen in 2024 with Trump's following. Here's the thing. I don't think Trump's going to get elected again. Do you? What do you guys think? I don't think Trump was going to get elected. I do think, though, that there's a good chance that another Republican will. I don't know. Trump lost in 2020, but not by much, huh? By like what, 8 million? You know, I'm just kind of waiting. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens in the midterms. I know everybody is already automatically assuming that the Republicans are going to take over during the midterms. I'm hoping that the rest of us are fired up enough, that we get involved enough, that we take enough action, that we actually win seats. I see. Everybody who thinks that the Republicans are going to take over in the midterms are going on past administrations and elections, right? They're going on history, but we're not the same as we were back then. We have a country that is in peril. We have a democracy that's this close to being gone. We have a country that's just razor thin holding on to our Constitution and our democracy. And so I don't think that we are the same country that we were in the past. And I think and I hope that there are enough people who can read the writing on the wall to know that we cannot allow the Republicans to control again. That's my hope. I might be, wishful thinking. I don't know. So that's what I think. I think there will be a clean sweep of GOP in 2024, and they're going to get the majority in 2022. I hope you're wrong. If they get a clean sweep in 2024, America, I think as we know it, is gone. Right? That's right, Sally. Too many politicians seem to have no respect for the Constitution. It's like the Constitution has become the new Bible. We're going to pull and twist and morph and rewrite and misinterpret the sections that suit us, right? That suit our power grab goals. So, oh, the Dems are picking up, hi, Patrice, are picking up seats in the new census. Well, yeah, I think I read that. Voter suppression and gerrymandering are both very scary. And I think I read, so who said that? Who talked about the census? Patrice. So I heard I read something recently, but I don't think I dove in enough to really hear the whole story. But I remember the census, the 2020 census, and there was a bunch of news that Trump was trying to end it early. Uh, and yeah, so it made news a few weeks ago or a month ago or so that a lot of people were undercounted, that it wasn't done right, that certain groups were completely undercounted. Did you guys hear that? Canada is looking better all the time. No kidding. Oh, Di just read on CNN that 45 support within the Republican Party is down to 30%, and many candidates he supports. Well, that's great news. And I think that's going to keep diminishing. He's kind of digging himself a hole. I mean, he's just ridiculous. All right. Any questions? Put it in all caps or put question in all caps. I'm going to scroll back and see if I missed any of your questions. Why can't they request police to investigate the January 6th issues? What are you, it's beyond, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Do you mean like the police don't investigate the government? The police investigate and do, what am I looking for? Protect and serve the public. So it's not their job or their role to investigate the government. Sorry, I had a migraine earlier today, so I've taken a couple, 100 milligrams now, two half sumatriptan, and sometimes when it starts to kick in, I get a little foggy, so I feel like it's kind of happening right now. And so yeah, so in our country, yeah, the police don't investigate Congress or presidents or anything like that. That has to be left up to Congress. The police are hired by the public, so that's why. Yeah, but they're hired by the, I mean, you're in Canada, right? I mean, do your police investigate your senators or your, I don't know, you don't have senators, but your Congress members? That's my concern too, Ellie. Ellie's fears that the GOP will find someone just as unscrupulous as Trump, only smarter. So, yeah, yeah. Look at DeSantis. DeSantis, oh my gosh. I mean, they're working on that. So, Siri, do you think people will be held responsible for January 6th? Politicians who were complicit? I don't know. You know, it seems to me like every day, and this is why sometimes I have to stop watching the news, or at least I don't watch it as diligently as I used to. It's because every day it's like new, groundbreaking. They're getting closer, just like the Mueller investigation, right? I mean, I was glued to the news for a year and a half over the Mueller investigation and every new tidbit that they let out and things like that. And I'm like, yes, this is going to happen. And then in the end, nothing happened. And I'm a little afraid that we're going to get a repeat of that for the January 6th commission. I think that it sounds like they're getting somewhere, but now I think it's up to the Justice Department, and Merrick Garland just seems to be sitting on his hands, not doing anything. I don't know what Merrick Garland is doing. I mean, I don't know. I think because right now, I think isn't it pretty much up to Merrick Garland to bring charges against the former guy? So I don't know, honestly. I feel like in order to not lose the Democrats and the anti-Trumpers, they need to do something. Because if they let this slide, if they let the politicians and the former president who were involved in this just get away with it, I think it's going to further just diminish our faith in our government. You know, we already have the Trumpsters who have no faith in government because they've been brainwashed into thinking that it's all rigged and a lie and it's a cabal of baby eating sex traffickers, right? Do they really want to lose us too? But will they lose us? Because where are we going to go if they don't lose us? But I feel like they have to do something or we're all going to lose faith in our government. Does that make sense? Do you guys think it's the same thing? Corporate Dems are weak, Garland included. I'm telling you, I don't know what's up with Garland. I'm kind of happy he's not on the Supreme Court. I don't know. This guy seems kind of, I don't know. Yeah, why has Trump not been arrested for something? I don't know. Maybe there's not enough evidence. I find that really hard to believe. I mean, they're still investigating. It's really difficult to charge a president. It is extremely, exactly, which is bullshit. It's again, I'm going to be so disgusted with this country if he can't get away with everything he's done. At the very least, charge him, like find him guilty of treason, and at the very least say that he and his co-conspirators in the Senate and Congress on January 6th are banned from holding office. At the very least. I think they should go to prison like everybody else, but at the very least say that they can't hold office anymore. They're traitors. They're traitors. They're treasonous. Diane says she's already lost faith in our government. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, money buys. I know it, and that's where we're at. We're no different than Russia in many ways. We all look at Russia and we look at these other dictatorships and the oligarchs who control everything. We're no different. We are no different. That's the biggest thing. Americans have been brainwashed to believe that we're different, that we're better, that we have a better democracy, that we're the Stanions. Stanion, is that the word? Is Stanion a word? Stanions? That's not the word. Stanions of democracy. But we're not. We're just brainwashed into not seeing it. So, yeah. Yeah. It's bad. But look who runs this country. Look at the inflation that we've got going on right now. Do you guys follow Robert Reich? Reich? He's actually a UC Berkeley professor. I believe he was the head of the department under which I studied when I was there. Political economy. Economics, I think, is his background. America's better at hiding it, Diane. Exactly. Because we're brainwashed, because we're fucking stupid. We are. It's like, oh, just put a shiny new thing in front of us, a new show on TV, or an award ceremony slap to distract us from what's really important. And that's who we are. We're so easily distracted. We don't go deep. We don't have critical thinking. We're not smart. We're not focused. Our attention, we're not good at paying attention to things that matter because we're so easily distracted by shit that doesn't matter, because that's what we've been spoon fed, because that's what America is, right? Just eat another Big Mac and watch another movie. Yeah. Yeah, right. I love him. Part 2 on poverty. I haven't seen that yet. I actually just bought his book though. So I'm reading Blowout by Rachel Maddow. How many of you have read that? Yeah, I did hear that Caitlyn Jenner is joining Fox News. That's a freaking joke. That's their so that's their token trans person, right? So that they can talk shit about trans rights all they want, but no, we're not transphobic. Bullshit. JR2, stupid, divided and conquered by adhering to inhumane cultural constructs. Yep. Cultural and social. Absolutely. Yes. I know. Caitlyn Jenner has not aged well at all. Stalwart. Yeah, maybe that was the word I was looking for. Now I don't remember what the original word was. Oh, you want to hear a funny story real quick? So I don't know what's going on with my brain. I've got brain fog the last couple of days. So yesterday, I got to a new camp yesterday, and the sun was rising, and I was trying to figure out the trajectory. I was trying to figure out which way was south. I just got there. I don't know why. I literally spent an hour thinking, well, that way is west because that's where the sun came up. So this must be south. And I'm like, but wait a minute. No, because the sun was over here yesterday. I literally for an hour was thinking the sun rose in the west. And then all of a sudden I'm sitting there on a rock and I'm like, oh my gosh. I know, right, Lainey? Wonder which bathroom they'll make her use. Oh my God, that's a good one. We should all write to Fox News and ask them. That's hilarious. That's a really good thought. Compass app on the phone. Brain fart. Like I was like, okay, I'm 54, I think. I'm 54. I'm like, if this is any indication of where my brain is going to go in the next few years, I'm screwed. Literally all morning for like an hour, I kept thinking, well, the sun rose over there, so that's west. But I couldn't figure out then why all the snow was on the mountains in the north, on the south. It was this whole debacle. It was crazy. Well, yeah, but Caitlyn Jenner's been conservative for a long time anyway. So it doesn't make it's not that weird. I don't know how a trans person can be, or a person of color for that matter, an LGBTQ could be Republican, but not for me to judge. Even though I do. I know, Brenda D. I'm 57 and I can literally feel the brain cells dying. Yeah. And I joke with all the drugs and alcohol I've done, I only have one left anyway, and it's slowly like chipping away. All right. It's the pause. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It is. Um, Question. Sharon. We all know the economy currently sucks canal water. When can the president intervene with the gouging of the public? For example, fuel cost. It's not the only thing that has hiked. So here's a fun fact. Corporate profits across the field, across the market. I started this earlier when I was talking about Robert Reich. Not only oil and gas, but like Starbucks corporate profits. I mean, food corporate profits across the board. Corporate profits are setting records. Corporations are making more money. We're paying more. How does that work? They're gouging us. And the question then becomes, for the party that doesn't like big government who's bitching about this, not that you are, I'm just saying the other party, is, well, president should do something. Well, make up your mind. Do you want big government or little government? Do you want a free market or do you want a regulated market? You can't have both. You can't argue for small government and a total free market economy with no regulations 1 minute, and then the next minute when the prices are too high and the free market is out of control and you don't like it anymore, bitch that the government needs to get involved. That's where we're at. Do we want the president to put sanctions and taxes on big business and force them to lower their prices? It's a bigger issue. And here's what the bigger issue is. It's not a matter of the president needing to get on the phone and call Exxon and say, hey, enough of this. You need to stop gouging the public or I'm going to tax you 100%, on your profits, which he can't do anyway. I don't think. I think Congress would have to do that. Yeah, that's what we're seeing now with Congress trying to pass legislation to make corporations and rich people pay their fair share. So the president doesn't have any control over that, really. Sure, there's a few things he could do, probably, but here's what we really need. We need more antitrust. That's the problem. The reason we have so much price gouging is because there isn't enough competition in the marketplace. Big oil, big gas is run by what, 3 or 4 major players? And the problem that happens when you don't have a lot of competition is you have follow the leader. You have maybe um not so complicit. It's not like Exxon is calling Shell, is calling Mobil and saying, hey, I'm going to raise my price of a gallon of gas to $5. You guys want to raise yours too? It's not that complicit. It's not that out in the open. But they all kind of know, because they've been doing this together for so long, that one guy raises his prices. Oh, well, I'm going to raise my prices too, rather than having more competition with somebody not part of the big four saying, yeah, you know what? Screw you guys. Go ahead and raise your price to 5. I'm going to charge 3 and I'm going to steal your business and I'm still going to make a fortune. Nuh-uh. They know better. They know that if Exxon raises to 5, they can raise to 5 and they'll all make a bunch of money, which is exactly what we're seeing now because there's not enough competition. So the real change that needs to take place, and you can actually pressure your Congress people on this, is we need more antitrust. Is it antitrust? Am I using the right word? Antitrust, right? The big monopoly, anti-monopoly. Oh, that's really good. So Danette says Biden said in a speech that they need to start drilling on the leased land or they will revoke their leases. Brilliant. I hadn't heard that. That's really good. So that's the real issue we have, though, is antitrust. We don't have enough competition. We don't have enough competition in social media. Facebook is one of the bazillionaires. Big oil, big tech, food, even Starbucks, Walmart, there's not enough competition in our country anymore. And these antitrust laws were set in place, I think, in the 30s, I think, around like FDR. Don't quote me on that. Maybe you guys know better. But around the Great Depression, I think, right? When we saw the economy turn into a mess and consumers getting gouged. Um, so that's the real problem. The real problem is not that we have a president who isn't doing everything in his power to. Do you think he likes this inflation? You know, I've seen some crazy shit that he's doing it on purpose because he's making money. Are you kidding me? He's not going to get reelected if we're paying $7 for a gallon of gas. That's short-sighted to think that, oh, Joe Biden's causing inflation because he's padding his pockets. Well, he's only going to pad his pockets for another 2 years if that's the case, because he's going to be voted out. That's stupid. Working for peanuts keeps us busy. Yeah. We need fewer, Ralph, exactly. We need fewer corporate mergers approved to keep more companies around for the competition. That's a really good point. You're absolutely right. The FEC, is it the FEC? What's the organization in our country? You may not know, Ralph. You probably do. You guys know more about our politics sometimes than we do. But the organization that's in charge of approving these mergers, yeah, why do they keep approving the mergers and limiting competition? So, did that answer your question? Did that make sense? That that's the real problem? That and you know, and maybe we need to start voting with our dollar. It goes back to us taking responsibility and not putting our head in the sand and just watching another movie or playing another video game or, you know, scrolling cute cat pictures on Instagram. We need to get involved. You know, this whole thing about people bitching about gas prices. And somebody said it perfectly. Don't drive. If you're really that upset, if it's really gonna, and I know that that's not reasonable for everybody, but for a lot of people, cut your trips down. Go shopping once every 2 weeks if it's that much of a problem. Um, FTC. Thank you, Arlene. Yes, the Federal Trade Commission, right? What did I say? FEC? I was close. But that's it. Vote. Maybe this is what we can all do right here. All of us, as I see it, crew. This is what we can do. Maybe I'll do a video on this if you want me to. Okay, Carol. Sorry you gotta go. Hi to Remy. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for moderating. Thank you. Excuse me. So let's research the companies that we do the most business with. Okay, whether that's our cell phone, even our cell phones. Right, there's three major cell phone providers: AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. They've got a monopoly. Oh, you know, they might be different companies, but they all. So maybe research your top 5 businesses that you do business with, the stores you shop at. If you go to Starbucks, and look at what their profits have been over since the pandemic and since now inflation, you know, that we're seeing crazy prices. Man, I noticed it for the first time. I went to the grocery store the other day, and I'm not very price sensitive. I'll admit I'm really bad at that. I really noticed it the other day. I really noticed how much more expensive everything was. You know, we need to be good consumers. We need to not only be good Americans and good voters and responsible citizens, we need to be good consumers. That means being aware. And this is the problem with the free market economy in a democracy. The free market is great in theory, but when you have a handful of businesses controlling the message we receive through media, the politicians who make the rules and the laws for them, then there really is no such thing as a free market economy. We can't say that we live in a free market economy when they control all of the information we get from every angle and every source, right? How many of you just heard about Staten Island Amazon, the first Amazon warehouse to be unionized? We need more of that. We need to help people start unionizing because they're just raking us over the coals. Unchecked capitalism is the problem. Exactly. $15 for a pack of cigarettes? Holy cow. Thank you, Sharon. Okay, good. The antitrust. Okay, great. Yay. So I'm resonating with you guys. All right. That's yay. That's always good to know that I'm making sense. All right. So that made sense. So we need to call our elected representatives and start maybe putting pressure, paying attention to these mergers, these prospective mergers, and I don't know. Do we have any control over the FTC? That's something to look into. Maybe I ought to do a video about that because I don't know. So, and minimum wage absolutely should be raised. Medicare for all, affordable housing, absolutely. Mexico nationalized their oil companies. Yeah, Russia's oil companies are also most nationalized. So I don't know how I feel about that. I finished reading Blowout maybe before I figure that out. Boy, this book Blowout though, mind-opening as far as how the oil and gas industry works, and it's disgusting. Rex Tillerson, does that ring a bell? So I'm learning a lot. All right. The gas companies are trying to recoup the money they lost during 1 year of COVID. I don't think they didn't lose any money. I mean, I don't think that's what you meant. They didn't lose money. Maybe their profits went down from a gazillion to 9.99 gazillion, 0.999 gazillion, right? I do believe that even last year they had at record high profits, but I'm not sure about that. All right. Ellie's adventures. He is not doing everything in his power. So what else do you think he could do? Ellie, what do you think the president can do to stop inflation and or at least to slow it down and bring prices down? Oh, hi, Paige. I don't think I said hi to you earlier. Hi, Paige. I remember that too. In the 80s and 90s, they busted up the AT&T monopoly of phone services. Yep, I remember that too. Profits went down. All right. Monopolize needs diversity. All right, so I'm going to move away from this subject. I'm going to talk about something else that I've been kind of chomping at the bit to talk about this because it's just so ridiculous. Rick G left this question on my channel a few days ago about a video topic he would like to see. I would like you to do a video on why, you're going to love this, Supreme Court nominee Ketanji Brown Jackson can't or won't define the word woman. How many of you are so sick of this question? Why? Oh my God, she can't be a Supreme Court justice. She can't even define woman, this woke left-wing radical crazy judge. I know, not that again. So here is my answer though. All right. So first of all, did you know that woman is not actually a scientific or biological term? Man and woman isn't a biological scientific term. Woman is a made-up word and an idea that assigns characteristics and traits to gender. So I don't blame her for not wanting to answer what does it mean to be a woman or what and define woman. What's she supposed to say? A Homo sapien who prances around in high heels and dresses and puts on makeup and you know, a socially constructed by men. Touche. Exactly. So biology actually has two terms, and this might actually need to change, but this is interesting. I looked this up. Listen to this. Biology defines, so what Oh, wait a minute. So what was it, Ted Cruz that asked her? No, who asked her what to define woman? So they weren't asking her to define a biological term. They were asking her to define a social construct, right? Cruz, it was Cruz. Bye, Haven. Bye, Edie. So biology actually has terms for gender, right? Not woman or man, but biology and science uses male and female. That's it. Male and female. There is no woman, there's no man, there's no feminine, there's no masculine. There's male and female. And a person with two X chromosomes is usually, not always, but a person with two X chromosomes usually has female sex and reproductive organs and is therefore usually assigned biologically female. And a person with XY chromosomes usually has male sex and reproductive organs and is therefore usually assigned biological male. So Cruz asked her to define female. She wasn't asked to define woman. I'm sorry, she wasn't asked to define female, she was asked to define woman. And defining a woman would mean attributing a whole bunch of made up, fake social constructs of what a female should be or what a female is. So it was a trick question, right? Don't you guys agree? It was really a trick question solely for the purpose of sparking outrage. He didn't say define female. If he had said define female, she probably would have been able to answer what I just gave you. Well, usually a female is double X chromosome. Double X chromosomes usually means, female anatomy. Yeah, and there are intersex people. Exactly. So this is the scientific community says usually that XX chromosome does not mean you are always going to be female, and XY does not always mean you're going to be male. So this question of this gotcha, define woman, yeah, it was for the base. It's a Putin tactic. Exactly. It was just to spark outrage. It was just for people to say, this woke leftist bullshit agenda. I mean, that's all it was. Like I said in the video, it was all theater. Lainey. Exactly. Oh my God. So what did Bilbo say? Do we have a troll? Bilbo. The term gender wasn't used until the 1950s. Really? And why is that? And I don't think that's true, but when was the term gender coined? 1955. The controversial and in 1955, the controversial and innovative sexologist John Money first used the term gender in a way that we all now take for granted to describe a human characteristic. Money's work broke new ground, opening a new field of research in sexual science and giving currency to the medical ideas. Okay, I stand corrected, Mr. Bilbo. I was wrong. He's right. Didn't come out until 50. Saying gender is a social construct is a Marxist ideology. Saying gender, yeah, okay. Really, I want you right now to go find me where in any of Marx's writings he talks about gender. In fact, hang on. Sorry, you guys. Just give me a second. In fact, you just said gender wasn't even a word until 1955, until 1950s. Did you know that Marx's most famous work, Das Kapital, was written 100 years before that? Das Kapital, sorry. Yeah. And the Communist Manifesto, So Karl Marx in 1867. And the Communist Manifesto was written in 1848. So 100 years before the term that you just said, gender, was coined in 1955. Karl Marx was so brilliant that he talked about it 100 years before it was ever even a thing. So no, that is not true. That's a lie. And this Marxist scare tactic bullshit, actually, okay, you know what? You're gone. Okay, you're gone. Anybody who comes here and what's the word I'm looking for? Ignorantly starts talking Marx without, I'm sure you've probably never read any Marx. How many of you have read Marx? How many of you in the comments below? Tell me, have you read Communist Manifesto, or now he's going on about CRT? He came here with an agenda. That's it. He just came here with an agenda. Never have. I haven't. Communist Manifesto, man. It's not the big bad scary book a lot of people want you to believe it is, but it's about the working class. It's about exactly what we're living through right now. It's an enlightening read. So if you're interested in seamstress for the road, now a lot of you guys have not read it. If you're interested in political theory, political economic theory, and you might find it an interesting read. Yeah, he does talk about overthrowing the proletariat and overthrowing the government. You can ignore that part if you want to, but it's fascinating. It's a fascinating read. Yeah, I think I read it in college too, the Communist Manifesto. Well, I took economics and political theory, so yeah, in college a lot of you did. The etymology of gender goes back to the 14th century, but it meant to bring forth, not a reference to male or female. Oh, interesting. The etymology goes back to the 14th. It meant to bring forth. Oh, I wonder why. I wonder what that's about. Chris Blevins is now on my read list. He talks about exactly what we're going through, how without organizing, we as workers are going to be forever exploited by the owners of all of the capital, basically. I think it was, or maybe it was Das Kapital that he talks about. I'm pretty sure it was Communist Manifesto. So it's fascinating. I think they should read it in high school, except of course people are going to freak out about the whole communist thing. But it's an important read, in my opinion. Communism was explored in the early Christian church to live communally. Yeah. Oh, related to engender. Oh, yeah, that's what it is. That is. All right. So we've been on an hour. And so I'm going to take one or two more questions. I don't have any more prepared. And let me know if you what other questions. Leave it in all caps. Rick, the ignorant people speak the loudest. People spout the ill-informed propaganda they blindly believe. These people are why the country is in such a sad condition. Rick's Gypsy. Yeah. Check out the Oxford English Dictionary for words came from. Yeah, I do sometimes, for where words came from. I do look at the etymology sometimes because I'm really curious. So hemp hearts are the heart of the hemp seed, and they're a good source of protein. They're good in smoothies, and they're good in whatever. They're good source of protein for vegans. If you could squish one politician commentator like a bug, who would it be? I only get to pick one? Oh my God. And can I choose one politician and one commentator? The commentator, I think, would have to be Tucker Carlson. I hate that guy. That's, that face, you see it on and you just want to punch it. I freaking hate that guy. politician and on salad. Yeah. Tuck Tuck. Exactly, Richard. Tuck Tuck. Tuckums. As Joy Reid. I love Joy Reid, man. She dresses him down. And the first time I heard her call him Tuckums, I was laughing. That was so good. CBS hiring Mulvaney. Oh, I'm upset about that. Very, very, very upset about that. Number one, I'm upset that they're like banking a Trumpster on us losing the next election. Yeah, I'm thinking about boycotting CBS. Yeah, Trucker, and I don't know about McConnell anymore. So my politician would have been McConnell, but I actually don't think he's the worst anymore. It would be a toss up between Ted Cruz and Josh Hawley and DeSantis. I'm telling you, I can't pick just one. I think Ted Cruz. I think it would have to be Ted Cruz. All right. Have I seen the movie Mr. Jones about the deliberate starvation of Ukraine in the 30s? No, I haven't. No. So you all said Tucker Carlson. Hi, Shannon. High five. Yeah, Mulvaney. Yeah, okay. All right. Any other questions? One more. Oh my gosh, Vladimir. Oh my gosh, Vladimir. Hi. It's good to see you. Hi. You had a Marx portrait in school. I found it someday in the storage down in the ground floor. Wow. That must have been from old Russian occupation, I take it, right? Wow. So Volodymyr is in Kiev. You're still in Kiev, I take it, right? And I think it's okay for me to say that, I hope. Hi, it's good to see you. And Tuckums and Trump, of course. Of course. How could I forget about him? Yes. Ted Cruz. I'm in Missouri and I hate Hawley is a piece of work, man. Rick Scott, he's also a bad one. Clarence Thomas, there's so many to choose from. Clarence Thomas hasn't really done anything, I don't want to say that bad. It's all relative, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. One more question. Yeah, you're still here in Kiev. Oh, wow. Hi. Good to see you. I'm glad you're still here. I'm glad you're still safe. Wow. Yeah, stay strong out there, Ralph says. And I agree, we need more young people running this country. Absolutely. It's time to get rid of the dinosaurs. I agree. No more dinosaurs, men and women. I'm sick of the old people. It's time for them to step back. Good job actually forgetting about Trump for a minute. Yeah, no kidding. And Siri also says, be safe, Vladimir. When it comes to Republicans, it's far easier to pick those who you would keep. Definitely. Oh, Ron Johnson. Jim Jordan. There's just so many bad ones. Oh, everybody send Vladimir some love. Vladimir. Still trying to work on my Russian accent. Yay. We do have a lot of cleaning up to do. Definitely. Yeah, Cawthorn. There is something wrong with Cawthorn. I saw a look at oh my gosh. The guy who took over for Stephen Colbert. Oh, everybody's sending Vladimir love. Oh my god, look at all the love to Vladimir in Kiev. Yeah, we're all thinking about you. You're in our prayers. We're thinking about you. And a retirement age for politicians. Yeah, no kidding. Anyway, I'm going to leave on one last thought. The guy, gosh, oh my gosh. The guy who took over for Colbert. Aw, you're welcome. All right. Yes, check out Hawthorne's background. All lies about his school and military. Yes, Honda Freedom. Oh my gosh, The Daily Show. The Daily Show. What's his name on The Daily Show now? I'm just drawing a blank. I love him. He did a whole segment on Cawthorn, and boy, there's something wrong with that dude. There is Trevor Noah. Thank you. Oh my God. So I think it was Trevor Noah within the last couple of days. Go look for the Cawthorn. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you for the super chat. Terry and Melissa, thank you so much for sharing your wonderful thoughts, ideas, and truth. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you. Go look for Trevor Noah's piece on Cawthorn. I knew there was something wrong with that guy, but man, this history about some of the shenanigans, this guy, there's something wrong with this guy. Kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene. These people just aren't. There's something missing. There is something wrong with this guy. So go watch that. Yes, I do think Clarence. Well, do I think Clarence Thomas should be impeached? I think that there should. I don't know, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know without an investigation what he knew when he knew it. I think an investigation should be done. Yes. So I think the House should do an investigation, and if they are able to prove that he broke the law, then yes, I think he should be impeached. But I don't know that. But bonkers crazy Trevor. Yeah, did you guys all see that? Did you see the interview when Cawthorn said that the podcaster looked like he was in shock? Oh, the whole orgy thing? Yeah, I know. That was I think that's like wishful thinking. If you watch the piece that Trevor Noah did about this guy of course has a history of sexual harassment of women. You want to go for a ride? It's disgusting. Yeah, there's something wrong. Oh, Ange, thank you so much for the super chat. Wow, thank you all so much for the super chat. I appreciate it. Okay, I gotta go. My mouth is getting tired from all this talking, and I will see you soon. I am so honored that you guys are here. I mean, it's one thing, like it means a lot that you guys follow me, those of you who do on my RV channel, but to know that you like care about what I think about things, real things that matter. Oh my gosh, I'm honored and I'm humbled that you guys are all here with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as long as you guys keep watching, I will keep doing this because I'm really enjoying it. It's sparking two or three of my favorite things: research, learning, and making videos and getting to share. I love this, so thank you so much. Thank you. I'm just honored that you're here. I can't tell you enough how much it means to me that you're here. So I want to thank all of our moderators. Ralph, I'm so glad you got to be here and got to enjoy it without worrying about moderating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, of course, Canucks are always welcome. I love my Canucks. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, it means a lot. So all of you out there, be careful, be safe. Do your research. Look, like I said, look at your top 5 businesses that you do business with and decide if maybe you need to spend your dollars somewhere else. We need to be not only smart citizens, but smart consumers, and really think and be aware and be more, I guess, aware of how we are in this country and in this world. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll have more coming for you next week. And you all have a wonderful Saturday, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Thanks for all the super chats. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Paige. Thank you, Carol. Thank you, Richard, Edie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you so much for the super chats. Mwah. Bye.